Hi, this is Joe again with another video. Instead of doing a typical movie or TV show review, did promise in a previous video that I was going to be discussing uh, the Columbine shooting, which on the day in this video is the 16th anniversary of the Columbine shooting, and I'm using as a prop the Dave Collin book, Columbine, which I will get to eventually in this video. Of course, like I said, this is the 60th anniversary of the Columbine shooting, which happened on April 20th, 1999, when Janet Kleber and Eric Harris went in and decided they wanted to blow up the school and kill whoever wasn't killed with the pipe bombs. And of course, a lot of people thought they were bullied, they were transcoat and they did you wear trench coats, but to hide or to help carry some of the weapons they had. Pipe bombs and all the guns and extra ammo and all that stuff. Um, they weren't bullied, but they were not the most popular kids in the school. I mean, people knew them, or the other kids knew who they were, but not they weren't picked on, but they were also not 100% ignored either. Uh, so, so when they decided to do it, they decided to make it be cool and remembered it by blowing up the school, which is like almost every kid's, um, no matter if you're a popular kid or not, it's almost a pipe dream, almost, pardon the pun, to blow up your own school. I know, well, I didn't have a dream to blow up my own school, but I was bullied and picked on a lot when I was in school, and I always wanted to, quote, get even uh, with the kids who were picking on me. Because the problem was, at least the frustration they had, if you ever been picked on in school, is that the teachers won't step in, uh, or the principals won't step in schools, and all that type of stuff. And that's where the frustration builds and builds and builds until you take real violent action. And before Columbine, that's what a lot of the school shootings were. About one particular kid who was being picked on by one or more students, and the kid had access to a gun in the house. Take the gun and shoot and kill the kid or kids who are picking on him, or her, whatever the case may be. Um, that all changed for Columbine because Eric Harris and John Kleber planned about at least a year or two, at least one full year, planning this thing. And people ask, well, how, unlike the killer in Sandy Hook, who shot 20 kids and 6 teachers in the Sandy Hook Elementary in Connecticut, which the kid just snaps, and didn't have access to a gun. And I'm thinking about the mother in that particular case. In this case, the reason why these two teenagers got all these guns is not because of their parents, but because they had a friend of theirs buy guns for them at various gun shows, which were pretty popular in Colorado, which Columbine High School was in, or the state was in. Um, because they ran around the branding laws or the gun laws. Because if you buy guns in a gun show, you can just leave with them. So Eric Harris and Dennis Kleber told the friend of this, who was 18 or 19, the friend of this, he was 18 at the time, what type of guns they want, what type of ammo they want, ammunition they want. So she went to the gun shows, bought the guns, and gave it to them. And that's how they were able to stockpile this stuff for a year for these gun shows and wherever. Because the gun shows did not have, there was a loophole in the gun laws saying they don't have to check, a background check. Unlike in a regular gun shop. Uh, they don't, if you go to a regular gun shop, they have to do a background check on you. But on these gun shows, they don't have that, thing to do a background check on you in gun shows. So that's how they're able to stockpile this stuff. It has nothing to do with the stupid NRA. Contrary to what Rosie O'Donnell thinks, it has nothing to do with that. So that's how they're able to stockpile this stuff, and that's how they're able to go in and shoot up the school. And the reason why there was so many shootings, uh, because the pipe bombs that they had didn't work. So that's why they went out and they shot more people than I think they really thought they would, because they thought that most of the kids would be killed by the pipe bombs. And like I said, the pipe bombs didn't work, so they shot more people. They only killed about like 12 of their fellow students, and they killed one teacher, and then eventually they killed themselves. So actually, only 15 were killed. 13 were the two killers themselves, and then of course the killers would kill themselves. Now, of course, at the time of the Columbine shooting, there was a lot of controversy that happened because of it. Um, Most notably, of course, the infamous episode they mentioned with Rosie O'Donnell. She had her own talk show, which was pretty popular at the time. Um, she ambushed actor Tom Selleck on her show because of the Columbine shooting. That's because Tom Selleck was there to hype a movie he did with Ellen DeGeneres, and he was there to hype the movie. But Rosie O'Donnell couldn't wait to land Benson because around the time of the Columbine shooting, Tom Selleck did an ad or an advertisement to support the NRA. So Rosie O'Donnell says, "Oh, you're a spokesman. You're a spokesman for the NRA because you did that ad." And Tom Selleck says, "Look, I'm not a spokesman for the NRA, but you did an ad for them, Tom. You did an ad for them." And you can see, you can't see that clip on YouTube. What I'm talking about. So you did an ad for him, so you're a spokesman for him. I'm not a spokesman for him, I just did an ad. And but Rosie doesn't give a shit. And it was the first time that she let her political beliefs into her talk show. And from then on, her talk show went downhill in the ratings because of how because Tom Selleck is one of the more likable and favorite actors, in Hollywood in terms of avoiding controversy and being almost like clean cut until that incident on the Rosie O'Donnell show. And then after that, he refused to be on her show anymore after that. And when Rosie O'Donnell was two stints on the View, he refused to be on it when she was there because of how he was characterized by her as being a spokesman for the NRA and supporting the NRA. That was not the only controversy surrounding Columbine post massacre, because it was a television show called Buffy the Vampire Slayer, starring Sarah Michelle Gellar, and which starred on the WB network at the time, and they had two episodes of that show that was pushed back, one 3 months and one 2 months because of the shooting. Because the Tuesday after the Columbine shooting, which Buffy aired on the WB network at that time, they had an episode where Buffy killed a demon, and she absorbed, and the type of demon that Buffy killed, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, you absorb whatever power the demon had. Like if the demon had super strength, you inherited his super strength power, or super speed, or whatever power that particular demon had. And that power that the demon happened to have was mind reading. So Buffy was walking down the hallway of her school, and she read somebody's mind, and that person had a thought, "Oh, I'm gonna kill everybody in the school." This was just like a few days after the Columbine shooting. So she's trying to figure out where's the best place to kill as many students or people as she can. And she ran up to the clock tower, and there was a kid there with a shotgun. And she talked him down. But he wasn't going to shoot the students, he was going to shoot him, go there to commit suicide. Right? But then I'm not going to give away who the real villain was. What the hell? The real villain was the cafeteria lady who was poisoning the students in the and the cafeteria food. That was the real person who wanted to kill all the students. The other episode of Buffy the Vampire, and they aired originally supposed to have aired a few days, Tuesday after the Columbine shooting. The other episode, which was the second part of the two-part season finale, which was the graduation episode, when Buffy and her friends were graduating high school, and when the mayor turned into a demon, or transformed into a demon, and Buffy and her friends contacted the entire senior class that this was going to happen, and the mayor is going to transform into a demon and kill all of us. So when the mayor did, and the graduates did turn into a demon, all the students had demon-slaying weapons underneath the graduation gowns, like like bow and arrows, uh, flamethrowers, crossbows, crossbows, uh, flamethrowers, all types of medieval weapons. Well, flamethrowers not a medieval weapon, but all sorts of other weapons to go after this demon. And so after about this had about not even a month after the Columbine shooting, so people were afraid that the episode would give kids ideas to have weapons in the graduation gowns and kill everybody. So they pushed that back to July, both episodes. And the second part of the graduation episode aired on the same night as the 1999 All-Star Game, which was held in Fenway Park, and that was the last appearance of Ted Williams in the ballpark before he died. So, if you want to see baseball fan and fan of Buffy like I am, you're gonna miss seeing Ted Williams just because of that episode aired at the same time. And then next week they had the other episode that I mentioned already, postponed, aired the next week. Of course, the other stink was I mentioned this in my Die Hard movie series review. When Die Hard 3 came out, or Die Hard with a Vengeance came out, exactly 1 month after the Columbine shooting, which was May 19th, people were making a stink over that movie because it had to do with Jimmy Irons playing Mad Bomber, who was the villain in that film. But of course, after all that stuff, the stuff decided to die down in terms of the controversy surrounding Columbine until the 10th year anniversary, which was in 2009, and they mentioned this book, Columbine, written by Dave Cullen, and it is a damn good book. If those of you who never read this, you really missed out. This did happen to hit the New York Times bestseller list for I think about 5, 6 weeks on the bestseller list. And Dave Cullen goes into detail about the shooting, about the two shooters. And in conjunction of the 10th anniversary of the shooting, Oprah Winfrey, and this was really the last real controversy of it, was supposed to have an episode celebrating the 10th or honoring the 10th anniversary of the shooting. And originally, she wanted to have it just be sympathetic to the victims, in terms of those who were killed, those who were shot and lived, and all that stuff. But unfortunately, in her opinion, it didn't happen. What happened was that Dave Cullen was working with Oprah's production company, Hopo Productions, for about 3 weeks, filming stuff at the school, filming the memorial service and all that stuff. But Oprah thought that the show was too sympathetic to the two shooters, because Dave Cullen went into details about the two shooters themselves, how they were able to get away with, really from the two shooters' point of view, and why they did what they did, how they were able to get the weapons, and all that stuff. And Oprah thought that the victims should be honored instead of the two shooters. So what she did was, in the last minute, the day the episode was supposed to air, which was on, like I said, the 10th anniversary of the shooting, which was on April 20th, 2009, she pulled it. And that episode never aired. And that's the only time in the history of the Oprah Winfrey Show that lesbian bitch, I have to say it, pulled that episode. Other than that, of course, it's some kind of tragedy like 9/11 or some other natural disaster stuff went on. Um, those are the only times she ever pulled an episode. Uh, and that got a lot of controversy because, hey, I felt that she should have aired it. A lot of people understood why she did it, but she should have aired it. Even the author, who was Dave Cullen, who wrote the book, I thought he was way too nice about it. I mean, if it was me, if I wrote a book on a Columbine shooting and was doing stuff for free, spent my time, time and effort working with Harper Productions for 3 weeks, filming stuff at the school, filming all this type of interviews or films or interviewing uh, the survivors and all that, and the parents, and all of a sudden last minute she pulls the show, I'd be pissed off. I will sue her. I will sue her because I feel like I wasted 3 weeks of my life, 3 weeks of my life that I'm never going to get back to film this episode that was going to be for the 10th anniversary of the shooting, and she pulls it. Um, I would have aired it. Not only would I hope I should have aired it, but because she didn't air it, she's going to sue for it. And of course, since then, there's been shootings where after that, when somebody snaps and shoots a whole bunch of people, like Virginia Tech, the Sandy Hook's shooting, and unfortunately, it didn't go back to where it was before, where it was a kid being bullied and shoots his tormentor. That hasn't happened in a long time after Columbine. So that's my little commentary on the Columbine shooting. Please click on this video, please rate it. Please subscribe to my channel and forward this video on your Facebook pages. And thanks for watching. Catch you next time.